You're listening to The Taoist Corner with Patrick Stewart. Episode 34, Loving My Children Better with Fantastic, Gentle Taoist Wisdom. Please join me after today's post for extra author's commentary. When my first child was born, Madison, I figured out how to rock her, when to feed her, and learned which type of cry meant which action she needed. When my son was born, Grayson, I realized little of what I had previously learned mattered to him. He liked to be rocked differently, enjoyed his bottle at a slightly warmer temperature, and did not enjoy smashed strawberries like Madison. When my third and final child, Allison, was born, I learned that none of what I had discovered with my previous two children mattered to her. She wanted to be driven around in my car to fall asleep, did not enjoy being rocked, and wanted to walk before learning to crawl. Nothing about my children seemed to be the same, besides the fact they were human babies and mine. Even though they were created by the same woman and man, raised in the same manner, and used many of the same toys and clothes, each became an amazingly unique individual. Regardless of their differences, I loved all three the same. I protected, nurtured, educated, and guided each child with every ounce of love in my soul. All three are now teenagers and living their best lives. Madison joined the color guard in the high school band, Grayson joined a community volleyball league and loves competitive Fortnite, and Allison creates amazing works of art for an 11-year-old, plays volleyball, and loves acting. Yet, I still treat them with the same respect, dignity, and empathy. The Tao, or the way of the universe, is the same as the love I give to my children. Chapter 49 of Tao Te Ching, the seminal text of Taoism, teaches us how to behave towards others and treat them equally, no matter their beliefs or how they treat us. Today, I'll use translations from Fang, Lin, and Hinton. Let's get into it. Tao Te Ching is written with 81 chapters and divided into two parts. Part 1, chapters 1 through 37, explores the nature of Tao in its ineffable, eternal, and natural way. It speaks to the nature of reality, the universe, and how to align your life. Part 2, however, turns towards more actionable venues, such as government, ruling a country or people, and the Tao within human life. It's here, during Part 2, we find Chapter 49, a lesson on how to live among the people. Jia Fu Feng in Jane English. The sage has no mind of his own. He is aware of the needs of others. Derek Lin. The sages have no constant mind. They take the mind of the people as their mind. David Hinton. A sage's mind is never his own. He makes the 100-fold people's mind his mind. Key to this verse is the phrase Bai Xing, which means people, and Xin, which translates to heart. The text is instructing us to make other people's hearts our own, not in a murderous sense, but metaphorically. To be of one heart is to love another as you love yourself. Compassion, empathy, and kindness are virtues we often give ourselves but deny to others. Laozi, the legendary author, teaches that if you live through Tao and allow Tao to outwardly manifest through your actions, these traits will follow you, not just to yourself, but to everyone you meet. Jia Fu Feng. I am good to people who are good. I am also good to people who are not good, because virtue is goodness. Derek Lin. To those who are good, I am good to them. Those who are not good, I am also good to them. Thus, the virtue of goodness. David Hinton. I treat the noble with nobility, and the ignoble too. Such is the nobility of integrity. In the second verse, we learn how Tao, and thereby we, should treat those who are different ideologically. Remember, Tao is not moral. It does not conform to our human-created arbitrary rules of what is good or bad. The Chinese language contains zi, which is the subordinate particle of what comes before. A subordinate particle is a word that shows the relationship between two clauses, and in this context, the two clauses are my good and people's good. Because of the word shan, to be good or to treat as good, we know our goodness should be given to other people who are also good. In the second half of verse 2, however, Laozi tells us to be good to those who are not good. 不善解, not good. Why do you believe he wrote this? In more traditional religious systems, we are told to accept an eye for an eye and that we are allowed to inflict harm on those who inflict it on us. Yet here, those who do us harm, or are generally not good by our definition, deserve to be treated with the same kindness as the good person. Having de, virtue, heart, kindness, is good. It is not good in a moral sense, but it is good that it follows Tao's example. This mindset is modeled after Tao's actions inside nature. Does the sun not shine brightly on a murderer's face? Does the beef not provide the same nutrients regardless of political or spiritual beliefs? Of course they do. Nature doesn't play favorites or enact revenge for previous wrongdoings. It simply does what it does and always moves forward. Jia Fu Feng. I have faith in people who are faithful. I also have faith in people who are not faithful, because virtue is faithfulness. Derek Lin. To those who believe, I believe them. Those who do not believe, I also believe them. Thus the virtue of belief. David Hinton. I treat the sincere with sincerity, and the insincere too. Such is the sincerity of integrity. The text gives a second example showing the same pattern. Give faith to those who are both faithful and faithless, because the Tao is faithful to all. Be sincere to those who are insincere, because the Tao is sincere to all. In another real-world example, think of water. When an innocent newborn calf drinks from the stream, it receives the same bodily care as the venomous snake or poisonous flower. Tao does not punish the snake or plant because it kills its prey. It only knows that all living things need cool, nurturing, and replenishing water. Jia Fu Feng. The sage is shy and humble. To the world, he seems confusing. Others look at him and listen. He behaves like a little child. Derek Lin. The sages live in the world. They cautiously merge their mind for the world. The people all pay attention with their ears and eyes. The sages care for them as children. David Hinton. A sage dwells within all beneath heaven at ease, mind mingled through it all. The hundredfold people devote their eyes and ears, but a sage inhabits it all like a child. An important distinction is that the phrase zizi, to draw in, gently or softly converging, appears. Writing the character twice, back to back, emphasizes softly blending or gently contracting. Therefore, the sage gently, carefully, and easily blends their thoughts and mind with others in the world. Tianxia. We don't bash our beliefs or ancient texts over others' heads, nor do we stand on street corners attempting to convert anyone who doesn't share our views. Instead, the wise person, the follower of Tao, accepts and gently blends into the world around him. Just as the vine can bend and crawl up any building or fence, so too can we integrate ourselves with others, calmly and gently allowing others to share their lessons while we share ours. The final sentence states that everyone pays attention to the sage because they recognize his wisdom. In the Chinese text, people especially use their eyes and ears to do this. In return, because everyone sees and listens to the sage, he treats them like Jia Hai, all children. This doesn't mean punishing them when they act out of turn. It means nurturing them. The sage loves everyone who listens and cares for everyone who sees. Even though everyone is different, and we divide ourselves into 1,000 different groups, the sage looks past those divisions to see who we really are. People. Raising my children taught me to embody this Taoist principle. Each child demanded unique care. From Madison's love for strawberries to Allison's need for car rides for sleep, yet I offered them equal devotion, guidance, and empathy. As they grow, I continue to treat them with the sage's universal respect, mirroring the Tao's care for all. This wisdom extends to how we treat others, regardless of their actions or beliefs. The sage offers goodness to both the virtuous and the unvirtuous, sincerity to the sincere and insincere alike. Like nature, which provides rain to all without discrimination, the sage's actions reflect the Tao's impartial nurturing, encouraging us to embrace everyone with fairness and kindness. My family embodies the diversity of Tao's natural way, with each child carving their path while rooted in our shared bond. Madison's Grayson color guard, Grayson's competitive spirit in Fortnite and volleyball, and Allison's creative flair in art and acting reflect their unique spirits, shaped by tailored nurturing, yet united by their parents' unwavering love and support. Hey everyone, Patrick here. I don't think I've ever added so much information about my children in an article before. If you read it on thedaoistcorner.net, you'll see a family photo and you'll also see a photo of just my kids from about 2 years ago. I always hesitated to put information about my kids online, whether that's their real name, whether it's their photos, especially when they were little. But now, since they're a little bit older and they're teenagers, they put themselves online, at least as much as I allow. So I found it okay. This particular story about my kids really stemmed from the Dade Ching. A lot of times I'll make up a story or I'll think of a story about my kids and then realize how a piece of text relates to them. This time, I really wanted to write about chapter 49. So I had to kind of think of a story and then put it in there as a framing device. And it didn't take long, maybe a few seconds, to just think of my kids and my family and how the text relates to them. The most challenging part of writing the article was all the Chinese translation I had to perform. I spent about 6 months learning Chinese a couple of years ago, but my skills are very, very basic. So I relied really heavily on the author's translations, as well as looking up the simplified Mandarin and converting it with a couple of different tools, comparing them, contrasting them, and trying to piece it together. The actual Chinese, if you'll look at it, is very short, especially in people like David Hinton's translation, where you get these long metaphorical sentences. When you look at the Chinese, entire lines are 5 characters or 7 at the most. So when translating it to English, you really have to worry about, are you translating it literally word to word, or are you translating the meaning, or are you trying to do both at the same time? One of the experts in that third form of translation is Derek Lin. He used to have a YouTube channel where he worked all the way through Tao Te Ching, all 81 chapters, and each video was an hour long or so. So if you want to go really learn from kind of a master at just this translation work, go check out his YouTube channel. It's amazing. I've watched almost all of them over the years. As far as Jia Feng's translation in this regard, I leave it on here because it's one of the standard, most popular ones you'll see. But when I went to write about the different translations, I noticed that his version was not agreeing with how I saw it. I really, really enjoyed Derek Lin and David Hinton's translation more than I did Jia Feng. But I lifted in here because if you go to Amazon and you search for Tao Te Ching, the 2 versions you're going to find is Jia Feng and Stephen Mitchell. Stephen Mitchell being a more interpretive, pretty poetic version of an English Tao Te Ching, but not exactly the most accurate. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I apologize if you speak Chinese and you had to listen to me try to get through some of these words. Thank you for putting up with my Chinese, and I hope you guys will tune in next time. Do you want to encourage others to follow the Tao? I'd appreciate any support you can provide at any level that's comfortable to you. You can support me for as little as $1 a month or $10 per year. Just go to the Taoistcorner.net/80OFF. That's 80 off. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time.